Christ's message to us all as Christians or to his followers, as it is put in Matthew 28, verse 20 onwards, is that go out, I baptize you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, that you may go out and preach the word of God, bring salvation to people. And this task, he himself started it by choosing his disciples, and from his disciples, he also chose the apostles, who were very close collaborators to him. He worked with them for his 3 years of public ministry and entreated the church also to continue the ministry.
My name is Reverend Father Peter Gregory Udru Owusu. I am the Youth and Vocation Director for the Catholic Diocese of Koforidua. Basically, my responsibility is to journey with the youth and promote vocation among them. I do this responsibility in collaboration with all the congregations in the diocese, the St. John of God Brothers, the Sister School of Notre Dame, SSND, the Handmaids of the Divine Redeemer, HDR, the Divine Word Missionaries, the SVDs, and the SSPS Sisters. When we talk about priestly and religious life, we're talking about people who have responded to the call of Jesus to follow him in a special way. So vocation, as we call it, is simply a call and the response that one gives to that call. If somebody is inspired to respond to that call, we look at basic requirements. First and foremost, the person should be a Catholic. And when we say somebody is a Catholic, someone who is baptized and confirmed. We look at young men and women who have good behavior. We look at people who are ready to be obedient, people who are ready to live in a community with others.
My name is Sister Mary Magdalene, Japan, HDR. I belong to the Handmaids of the Divine Redeemer of Accra. I am the directress of the novices in Koforidua at Nyamikro. The requirement to this formation house is a young lady from the ages from 18 years of age can join us. Completion of SHS, or the person having her professional gifts or background, can be a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, or a caterer, or a seamstress. They're start from HDR Apostolancy in Apiu, then for 1 year. Then from there, the person continues to the HDR novitiate in Koforidua for 2 years. That 2 years involves the canonical year and then the normal year for the congregation, knowing about the church history, the congregation history, and other activities that involves in it. After the 2 years, within the 2 years, the person then posted for community experience to see how the life goes. So the formation year is more of learning process, knowing what goes in, but the practical ways, the person moves out for 3 to 4 years to go and stay in a different community to experience the life with some of our sisters as to what they do. So what we learn, we put it into practice or practicals to see the life of the sisters. And the life here is more of prayer, prayers, It involves of house chores. It involves of classes which we invite priests to come and teach them various topics. Our reverence is topics like moral theology, catechism, though they know, but we still goes back into it to teach them like human development, they learn all that, then craft work, then house baking, farming and gardening, etc.
O Lord, make grace as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
My name is Brother Basil Nubelia. I belong to the Order of St. John of God, that is the Hospitaller Brothers of St. John of God. And basically, I am the community superior, and as well as the vocation director of the institution. In Ghana here, we are in Koforidia, we are in Sefi Asafo, we are in Accra as well. These are the canonical communities we have in Ghana here. If we should talk about brothers of St. John of God, we are called the Hospitaller Brothers of St. John of God, which signifies that we belong to the health sector. Everything that we do, we are dealing with the health of a human being. In St. Joseph Hospital here, we have some of our brothers who are nurses, others are also doctors, pharmacists, others are laboratory technicians, and whatsoever. Any other health domination. We usually call for people to come and see. That is like in the book of John chapter 1 verses 19, where Jesus Christ said, come and see. So the come and see program is the period or the season in which you invite young boys or men who have completed the senior secondary school with good grades. These are the basic way that will try to help the candidate to understand exactly who we are, and thereafter he now pick a choice. Either he would like to be a brother of St. John of God. Then from there we pick the person's credential, his certificate and other documents that are needed. Then from there, the candidate will go back, they will do analysis, try to evaluate the results, be sure that when we call this person, he can pursue courses in the university. They will now call this candidate to come. We have the pre-postulancy, which lasts for at least 6 months. So the 6 months period, the candidate will stay with the brothers in the community. So after the 6 months, he goes to Senegal. The Senegal is where you go for your postulancy, which takes a duration of 1 year. And then you now send the candidate to Togo, where we have our international novitiate. That is where the candidate has to go and pursue more about the life of St. John of God. 2 years. But within the 2 years, there's a period in which you have to go for this community experience, because our lifestyle is a communitarian life. So you have to let the candidate go for community experience, not necessarily in his own country. So all those who are pursuing a course in the novitiate will definitely have to visit different countries in order to have their community experience. Then after the 2 years, the candidate will now have his first profession of vow of chastity, poverty, obedience, and hospitality. We are taking 4 vows instead of 3. Then after the candidates finished this first formation in Togo, you now go back to Kenya for a spiritual year. You go for spirituality in the University of Tangaza College, where you study for the spirituality at least 1 year or 2 years. Now, after he has finished, he now comes back to the community. So they now post him to the end of the community that he's supposed to go. Then from there, when he arrived, he now go for the professional studies. This candidate coming back is now a brother, a scholastic, just a simple professed brother. So what awaits him is to go for further studies, and the study he's going to do is his professional studies. That is to signify that if you are going to be a doctor, a medical doctor, you definitely go into the medicine. If you are going to be a pharmacist, then they orientate you into the pharmacist. If you are going to be a orthopedic technologist, meaning, for example, I am an orthopedic technologist working in the domain of the amputees. That's why I handle them. So if you are going to be in any of the areas or units that will help you in the health sector, we'll put you there. You can be a nurse, you can be a doctor, You can be a pharmacist. You can be a laboratory technician. You can be an X-ray technician. You can be any other domain that will help you work in the health facility. You can be an administrator. Any of them, you can be orientated into that domain. But in as much as you start your studies, you renew the vow every year. So the vow professed are renewable. According to the canon, at least 5 years to 9 years, the candidates should renew the vow. So from every year, you renew your vow. Every year, you renew your vow. Every year, you renew your vow until 6 years' time, you can be granted the permission to have your final profession, where you have the final vow to be sure that, yes, this time around, I'm giving myself wholeheartedly to the family of St. John of God and not turning back. I am with them and I'm with them. So that particular vow is ultimate. It's a final thing. And when you take that with me, you are stable. You are part and parcel of the family. Then you are instructed to the responsibility. Sure, for the youth who like, in fact, it is actually an open gate. Whatever course that you offer, we will advise you. Try your best and come. Make a try. There's no point for being scared. Just come around. We journey together. We call upon you all that come around, whether you did science or whether you did arts and whatever. Or you can be a technical man. If you have completed technical school, whatever course you offer there, come around. They will try to journey with you. We can fix you into any of the areas.
My name is Sister Esther Alam, SSND. And I'm a midwife. I work at Notre Dame Clinic in Sawam. And I'm happy and privileged to be here to share with you who we are as SSND. SSND stands for School Sisters of Notre Dame, and we were founded in 1833 by Mother Teresa of Gahadinga. For our founder, she believed that our world can be transformed through education. Education of the young girl, education to our society. She believed that if a woman is educated, the society will be changed, our world will be changed, as well as the person. So for us, we are ministering in about 30 countries. And in Africa, we are ministering in Ghana, Kenya, Sierra Leone, Gambia, and then Nigeria. And in Ghana here, we have 4 communities. We are in Sunyani, we are in Sawam, we are in Cape Coast, and we are in Accra. Anybody can join us if the person is a young girl of 20 to 30 years and has finished senior high school with suitable passes with a WASI or SSCE. A person with a character of prayer and service, a Catholic, confirmed baptized Catholic, a person who exhibits the skill to live with other people, other nationalities, and is also able to live in other countries, not purposely in her own country. A person who is also willing to live in poor areas, poor villages, poor countries that can serve other people. Those people are able to join us. And for us, our stages, we are mainly made up of 4 stages. The first one, we call it affiliate stage. And under the affiliate stage, the interested girl show interest by approaching the vocation person or any sister of the School Sisters of Notre Dame. And by interacting with the School Sisters of Notre Dame, visiting the communities, attending our come and see programs for 1 year. After the affiliate stage, the person joined other affiliates from other African countries in Kisumu, Kenya for 2 years, where the person learned more about the School Sisters of Notre Dame, what they do, our ministry areas in the postulancy for 2 years. Then the person moved to novitiates, where the person with the other postulants moved to Rome for another 2 years for the novitiate program, where they learn more about the constitution of the School Sisters of Notre Dame, and to also about the religious life, and to also discern more that is it really the life I want to live. Then after 2 years, the person is being professed as the first professed sister for another 6 years, where the person continues to discern more about this life. Do I really want to commit myself totally in this life? Then after that, she takes her final vows as a full member of the School Sisters of Notre Dame.
For us to become an assistant priest, apart from looking at your baptismal card, we want to look at your academic background. We accept young men who have finished senior high school and have passed very well. We accept aggregate 24 or better. And when we take your WASI certificate, we want to see that you have passed all the core subjects with at least grade C. If you have D7, E8 and the F9s, you are not accepted. We accept candidates who have finished tertiary. We accept people who have finished colleges of education, people who have finished the universities, and we accept them into the seminary. My duty as a vocation director is to journey with them for at least 1 year to see that indeed they are called to put their documents together and present them to the seminary, where they go for interview, and after a successful pass of the interview, they are accepted into the seminary. Once they are accepted, I journey with them till they are ordained priests. Our formation starts from St. Teresa Emisano in Cape Coast, where we have the post SHS formation. They go there for 6 to 9 months of formation. From there, they go to St. Paul Catholic Seminary, Soto. After successful admission, they are there for 4 years, where the first year is for spirituality and the second to fourth year is for study of philosophy. When they finish and they are granted admission to St. Peter's Regional Seminary, Cape Coast, they have their theological studies. And they go through the theological formation for 5 years. They will spend 4 years in the school and come for 1 year pastoral assignment. When they are successful, the bishop will ordain them as priests.
My name is Sister Justina Modi, SSPS. I belong to the Missionary Sister Servants of the Holy Spirit. I am working as postulants mistress in Government here. What I'm doing with them in the postulancy house is I'm teaching them, training them to be a good SSPS. So we have our prayer life, we have community life, and we have also apostolate. So for the prayer life, we are looking at how they grow in their spiritual life. And for community life, how we are training them to be good, to live with others, to live with the different people in different countries, because we are international community. And also in the apostolate, we are not only work or doing things in our own schools, but we are also engaged with other people outside of the community. That is our life. That is our apostolate, to engage with others. So every morning we have our morning prayer before go to Mass. And after praying, we have our time to sit as a community, and that is we have eating together. And also, after all, then we do our duties wherever they are sent, either to the school or around the community here. So that is our life here. From the first stage, aspirant is the preparation to enter into postulancy as they live now, as I am here now, be with them, formation, and the name is postulancy. 1 year or 2 years if it's possible. Then after the postulancy, they are leading to write their application to go to the novitiate. For novitiate, there is 2 years to go about. For the first year is we call canonical year. That time is only for them to build up their relationship with God who has called them. And the second year, they are trained to go for the community experience, and that one is taking time only 6 months. Half of the month they are in the community so that they will see how community life is with the reality that happened in the community itself. Then after 6 months, they are coming back to the novitiate to continue for the 6 months. Then when they finish that whole 2 years, then they can profess their vows, and that we name them juniorate. That juniorate time is from first year until 6th year. If there are no studies, then it can be only 6 years. But when the person is sending for studies, it can be 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. And that 9 years is the last year for her to prepare herself to do her final vows. So she can become like us forever. Okay, those who want to join us, there is some requirements also as a congregation. We can take for young ladies, those who are completed in SS, senior high school, or those who even have profession already, can be accepted as our candidates. So at least the person has finished senior high school. So that is what we are going to do. If those who are interested to join us, you're welcome.
We collaborate with parents to have a successful formation. And so parents will have to guide their children, continue to pray for them, continue to give them pieces of advice while they are in formation. All that we are looking at is to have people who become good priests for the Catholic Church.
Normally should start from the home, and when the environment in the home is conducive, young people definitely will respond.
My name is Joseph Kwesi Owusu. As a catechist, I would like to encourage the youth to embrace the various vocations in the Catholic Church, namely priesthood, religious, and then the marriage vocations. But most often than not, we are tempted to talk about the priesthood because as for marriage, whatever the case, we will have them. So there is a need to encourage our youth to join the religious and then the priesthood vocations, since we need them for the survival of the church. I would also like to encourage parents not to discourage their wards if they want to enter into the priesthood, especially the Catholics. If we Catholics will say no to our children who want to be part of the priesthood and then the religious group, whose children outside the church can we get to be part of the group in the church? So as Catholic parents, we need to encourage them to be part of the various vocations in the church, especially the priesthood and the religious vocations.
Admission is free, your accommodation is free, your education is free, and one thing is when you complete the SHS and the passes are good at work, we don't impose things on you, we can suggest, but perhaps you intended having something doing before you decided to join us. What did you want to become? A nurse, a teacher, a caterer, designer, or whatever it is. When you join us after the first period of 1 year, when you complete the novitiate for 2 years, what goes in, and after the 2 years, before the 2 years, we sit down with you. So far, how do you find the life? Oh, I found fulfillment, I'm happy. What do you intend doing? You check your papers, I want to become this. It's the responsibility of the congregation to cater for you, to educate you to whatever level you want to become. But sometimes you come, I want to become a nurse, but you can see a teacher in you, you can see a different gift in you, which we can also encourage you to motivate to look at that side. So it's like we dialogue. We dialogue with you, we don't impose. Yes. So whatever prejudice you have, just clear your mind that when you come, what you want to become. If it's in line with the congregation and what they want. Some are solely teachers, some are solely doctors. We are holistic, we are involved in everything. So whatever you want to do when you come, our doors are open to help you, to guide you, to choose your vocation or your job to do.
If you are joining the Brothers of St. John of God, you don't really have to pay anything. I think the only thing you need to do is wherever you stay, with respect to the Vocation Promotion Center, that is where the Vocation Director stays. Because definitely you have to call you to come. The only thing you need to do is to make sure that you get your money, the transportation, that can enable you to come for the Come and See program. But when you come in to join the brothers, the rest of it left is for the brothers. Even when you finish your study, throughout your studies, you don't have to pay any peso. You don't pay anything. For your formation, you don't pay anything. Everything is scheduled or shouldered by the brothers. When you finish and you have to go for further studies, for your professional studies, even if it's in medicine you're reading, you are not going to pay any peso. Everything is going to be spearheaded by the Order of St. John of God. You don't have to pay anything.
One does not have to pay anything in the formation program. So far you have given yourself to be part of our community, you don't have to pay anything. The only place where you pay something is when you were an affiliate and you were coming to visits or for the Come and See programs. It's only your transportation you pay to visit the communities. But after you have made a move to start the postulancy stage, everything is sponsored by our congregation. Your traveling expenses, your feeding expenses, your living expenses, how you were able to move to Kisumu, Kenya, and to Rome, Kenya, and back to wherever you are is sponsored by our congregation. You don't have to pay anything. You only have to come with yourself.
In fact, when somebody goes into the seminary, it becomes the responsibility of the diocese to cater for the person. And on this note, I want to express my appreciation to Most Reverend Joseph Apiu Fajekum, the Catholic Bishop of Koforidua, and it is the bishop who will pay for the tuition.
Since you have given your child to join us, or you yourself has come and joined us, that is all that we need.
I will encourage the young ones, especially today that our world is being divided like this, to come and join this life. It's a very beautiful life. I will encourage every young one to follow the heart, follow your heart. I have followed my heart, and today I have not regretted, and I'm sitting here happily. Come and let's serve the Lord, because for me there is peace in here. Because there are a lot out there, you think that all day is roses, but here too is also very beautiful. Come and we'll serve the Lord together.
So I want to take this opportunity to encourage all young men and women who have this burning desire in their heart, that when they see sisters, they are happy, they want to be part of them. When they see priests and religious, they see our brothers, they are so inspired and they want to be part of them. I invite all these people to come for us to dialogue, because we are here to help them.
Just as Christ told us, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So, ask the Father of the harvest to send in more laborers. I think it is based on this that I would like to encourage as many young people as possible to begin to pray and to reflect on embracing this calling to follow Jesus in a very special way. We need many more young people, but as I always emphasize, It is not also so much the number, but whatever numbers that we get must be also quality. We must have good priests, we must have good clergy and religious who can serve the people of God and serve the people of God very, very, very well. And that is one of the things that I think should engage all of us as we pray. Let us also continue to promote vocations in our parishes and everywhere that we find ourselves.